What is poppin', motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode of Foreintalk. I'm with my main man, aka Anchorman, Big Foreskin.
Big Foreskin is here, back from Thailand. That was a crazy trip, bro.
That was nuts. Before we get into this, I do want to hit you fellas with a warning. We did put down some Jose Cuervo, and it had a fun stop in it, so we had to do a little bit of construction work to it.
Yeah, some engineering.
Yeah, so if this starts, and that was about 3 minutes ago, so if it starts going downhill 15, 20 minutes from now, our sincere apology. But Thailand, bro, there was a lot of that going on.
It's very, very crazy, very crazy.
Downhill off the plane.
Yeah, very downhill. Definitely a step back in life.
Dude, let me tell you, I like Thailand, but I don't understand why some people,
Love it.
They love it, and they choose to live there over a place like Dubai. Like, I know a lot of people that have ended up moving to Thailand from Dubai, and, oh, no, I love it. It's the same. You just have more freedom. I don't know what part of Dubai you were living in, but there's absolutely no comparison compared to Thailand and Dubai. I mean, it was cool to kind of go, to a place with no rules and shit again, but I've learned for me, I'm not with that. I like a high-functioning society.
And especially like how dirty it was.
Fuck
Like
me.
when you get used to this lifestyle and you go to a place like that, where it's total opposite, it's like no go.
I mean, I'll start with my journey off the bat, bro. Just trying to get a taxi out of the airport. Most foreign places that I've been, English is pretty well versed. Like pretty much everyone speaks English. But here you are very south of the equator. So I got off the plane, bro. None of these fellas were chatting any English.
Thailand, right?
Yeah, it was more just, hand signals and, this and that. And, finally ended up getting a taxi. I don't know how long you guys waited. We waited for a good, 40 minutes. Because their taxi system is fucked, bro. They call you a taxi and they give you a number. And you got to find the number on a taxi that's fucking moving by.
No way.
Yes, bro. So we were stuck there waiting. And finally we get in, again, broken English, trying to play charades with the dude on how to get to our hotel.
I remember this because you texted me and you said you went to like 4 different places before you actually got to the house we rented. So
that was at the end of the taxi. He fucked up. But along the way, bro pulled over and they had, I thought that California had dispensaries everywhere. Thailand is hands down the next Kush capital of the world. That is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. They had
more weed shops than pharmacies, grocery stores, everything.
And they were everywhere. They were just like little
everywhere.
like kiosks, bro. Like phone kiosks in the mall? Yeah. It was like Kush kiosks.
Yeah.
It was fucking nuts. But we ended up staying at like this really nice Airbnb. First thing I noticed, no electric fence, no walls, no nothing. So I was
very unsecure.
I was either like, fuck, we're gonna get robbed, or fuck, Thailand must be pretty safe. But from my experience in third world countries, that's not usually the case,
No.
But Thailand, bro, surprisingly, that's the one thing I did like. I didn't feel unsafe at all.
It was pretty safe, and especially I noticed when it came to watches and stuff, because I remember none of us brought our watches and shit, and we're gonna get our hands cut off, whatever. But then we got there, and everyone is wearing fake watches. So we're like,
so you don't even know.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know if we had a real one or not. But yeah, bro, it was pretty crazy. That Bangla Street, a lot of dudes were actually commenting. The place that we went was where Ziz ended up dying.
Yeah, that's insane.
Where he went.
I didn't know that, man.
He went nuts on the drugs and shit there, and he ended up,
He died in a sauna, right? From a heart attack.
I didn't know that.
He died in a sauna from a heart attack. I think he definitely he was up on the drugs for sure on Bangla Road, and then hit the sauna next morning. Didn't end up that well.
Fuck, bro, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace for sure. But dude, that Bangla Road, yeah, just like a quick brief description for those who don't know, Bangla Road is like a massive street where after 5 or 6 p.m. I think it was, no traffic through there. So it just turns into a massive street with clubs, strip clubs, bars, restaurants, 1 or 2 restaurants, mostly alcohol acquaintance venues type things, all down the left and right. You're constantly getting harassed to, go visit these ping pong shows, and we'll get into that in a second. You'll be
that was the most crazy shit I've ever seen for sure.
Yeah, well, let's get into it real quick, bro. The ping pong shows, we only actually went to one because it scarred us.
We're kind of forced because everyone wanted to go, and we're like,
I wasn't forced. I wanted to experience.
No, yeah,
you can't go to Thailand without going to a ping pong show.
Very true.
But
But it's very fucked up. As soon as I got there, I was like, This is definitely wrong.
It's disgusting. I mean, some of the things that these women would do is, and they were old, or at least the chick we had must have been, I would say, what, 70s?
Yeah.
And she pulls up on the stage, she spreads her legs, and what was the first thing she did? She pulled
No,
out.
here's the thing. Like when you walk on Bangla Road, you have all these fools pull up with a menu, and it says ping pong show menu, and on the menu you have all this random shit. You have like fish show, bird show, like I don't
Razor
know,
blades.
razor blade show, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And they, you go into the ping pong show, you don't know what to expect, right? Because you have all this fucked up shit that it says on the menu. And then that's all the stuff on the menu is stuff they basically pull out from their vagina.
Yes, or shoot out of their vagina.
Shoot out of their vagina.
Yeah, so the first thing that we saw was, I would say that string must have been 20 feet. Like a 20-foot long piece of string with razor blades attached to it get pulled out of her noosh, bro.
Not good.
And I was like, wow. And then she put it over some poor fella's neck, bro, in the crowd. I don't want to drop any names, but that poor fella was actually with our group, bro. And he was not happy. He was.
I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah,
that's
one
really
little-
messed up.
One little nick and you got HIV just like that.
Yeah.
What are the other things we saw? We saw them put a live bird in their vag and walk up and down the runway and then
Pull it out.
And then pull it out and the bird flies away.
Yeah.
Watch them put a fish in the fucking
No,
canoe,
she
bro.
walks up on the stage. She puts a fishing bowl down on the floor. She stands there for 20 seconds. All of a sudden, all these fishes started dropping out of her vagina. Promise you, at least 20 of them.
Straight.
It's not good.
Yeah, and then there was a point where they ended up shooting darts. They had people from the crowd hold balloons in their mouth and would shoot the darts from their vag with a blowgun and popping these balloons, bro. Some of them were from distance. I was like, you motherfuckers have got to be brave, bro. You got to be brave. That is, so yeah, long story short, Thailand is absolutely nuts. You can pick up the magic mushrooms from a lot of stores and they blend them into smoothies and stuff. May or may not have dabbled into that. The beach, we were in Phuket, bro. I think we messed up going to Phuket because, as I've said,
Wait,
fellas,
no, Bangla Road is in Phuket. Phuket is a whole thing.
Oh, yeah, but
You
even
mean,
Phuket, Patong.
Yeah.
Patong. I think we messed up going to Patong because
It's just like partying, drugs, all that shit. Which is
Yeah.
like, here's the thing, right? We enjoy partying, we enjoy drinking, all that shit. But it's not our lifestyle. Our lifestyle
Yeah.
is more like fitness, hitting the weights and shit. They do have gyms there. They have like one gym that's like pretty decent, I guess. But they have literally towns in Thailand where it's like all about fitness, health, training. You can party as well if you want to, but it's not the same.
I would have liked a little bit of a mix. It was
Yeah.
definitely, and this is, if you guys know me, this is coming from me. Patong was a little much. Like the amount of times that I got groped by the ladyboys. I mean, you hear Thailand and you instantly go to ladyboys, but this was quite incredible because most of the people in Thailand, and I do like it for this. You come to Dubai as an average dude with not a lot of money, you're not gonna have a great time. Thailand, you can go there with a fucking flap of skin hanging over your pecker
Yeah.
with very little money, and you can still, find girls. You do have to pay for them, but there's that option, and it equates to their bank accounts and stuff, and so they can still have fun. There's like a place for everyone, and I'd say Thailand is a place for like the below average, which is cool, bro.
It's totally fine, and like I get why these 40-plus-year-old guys go there because they're like, it's whatever. But
Yeah.
like, no, it was definitely fun. It was a lot of fun, but I don't know. I can't see myself living there for sure.
Where I was going with that though, so like when me and you were walking down the road and
Yeah.
shit, and these lady boys seen us, bro, young dudes with a little bit of muscle and shit, bro, I got my Schmeat stick grabbed many
Oh, yeah,
times.
yeah.
If that was in the U.S., bro, I would have been able to live off of that suing money for the rest of my life.
For sure.
I mean, it was pretty insane, like to the point where you getting like grabbed and shit. It was nuts. But yeah, actually a sad story. One of the locals was telling the homies, bro, that I think he told you, but like the reason there's so many lady boys is because these dudes will have, or the men will have, these kids, and from a young age will start like grooming them to become
they
women,
kind of
and
like
give them hormones and shit so that they can
without
work
the kids knowing,
without the kid. Yeah,
very fucked up.
or not even without knowing, but not giving them a choice really type
Yeah.
thing. And they give them these hormones and stuff to transition them so that they can go work on the street and sell their body, because there's more money to be made in that than doing whatever other kind of jobs
They
are.
said like rice fields and shit.
Yeah.
But no, that's very messed up and it's very sad. But I guess that's the reason behind it all, you know?
So long story short, fellas, if you waking up every day upset at life and mad at life, but you got a roof over your head and you don't have your dad sticking estrogen in your cereal,
You're good.
you're good. And be grateful a little bit. So overall, I think Thailand was cool. But for what ruined it for me was the food poisoning.
Yeah.
Because
we both got bad.
all-
I was bad for over a week.
Our whole crib, because you're in a different part of the world, different bacterias and everything, and we were good. We stayed eating at the nice, healthy, expensive restaurants, expensive for Thailand, and we every single one of us, bro, I was shitting and throwing up for days.
Yeah.
And that plane on the way back home, I was still
you were
not
bad.
recovered,
I remember you texting me.
and I was tweaking that I was gonna have to throw up on that plane. So unfortunately, that kind of did ruin it a little bit for me, but it was very cheap.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a cheap mental holiday, definitely one of a kind. I don't think
Mental
there's-
holiday?
mental.
Oh, you mean like, I thought you meant like
for the mentally
mental
insane.
health.
yeah. But the mentally insane can go there as well. You probably fit in. You might want to move there, but definitely something different. So I don't know though about for me,
But no, we're back in Dubai now. We've been good. We've been chilling here for like a month. But I feel like a lot of stuff have happened since we got back here, especially like with you and like what you do and shit. You got the banks and all that shit going on.
Yes, bro. So, I mean, we haven't even really talked as much about this, but I'm not sure when this pod is going to drop. But as of right now, and I've been talking about this for a long time. It's originally why I got into crypto was obviously there was, the side of making money and everything. Yeah. And I'm not saying that crypto is perfect, because it's definitely not. We got a lot of room to grow. But the biggest scam on the planet right now is traditional finance. It is the banking system. If you have money in the bank without willingly knowing, you are investing in the biggest scam on the planet. Bro, did you know there's only 5% of the dollars out there are real?
What do you mean? Oh, the rest is just...
The other 95% is created out of thin air. So if the whole population goes to the bank and says, I want to withdraw 6%, that's it. If you go to the bank and everyone else decides, I want to go to the bank and I want to get 6% of my money out, can't do it. Banks fail.
Because only 5% is...
Only got 5%.
That's crazy.
So, a lot of people want to be like, Bitcoin's a scam, this and that. Fuck, for the sake of this conversation, maybe it is. Guess what? You invested in a bigger scam.
Yeah.
And so now what you have is happening is obviously, after COVID, and I've been talking about this for a very long time. After COVID, high inflation, unemployment, all of these things, the banks are pretty much fucked. And it only took 13 years for them to get away with it. People just forgot about what happened in 2008.
Yeah.
Which there's still many people recovering to this day from that. Mm-hmm. But it's the exact same thing. It's human greed. It's human error, corruption that has allowed this shit to happen. They are the biggest scammers on the planet, are the fucking bankers. And because, it's finance and it's not murder or whatever, they just get away with it. But so many people in 2008 ended up committing suicide, doing all this shit because of it. So now you have the first bank that failed was SVB, Silicon Valley Bank. I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy. I'm 100% certain that was an attack on crypto. And I'll tell you exactly why. You remember when I was texting you and I was like, bro, my whole life is flashing before my eyes right now. It's when one of our stable coins, USDC, right, it started nuking. And for those that don't know, USDC is a crypto stable coin that is pegged to the dollar. So
it always stays the same,
$1,
right?
one stable coin.
Yeah.
However, it started fucking dumping.
Which is crazy.
And I had a lot of money into it. Shouldn't happen. But the reason it happened, again, can't even fucking point fingers at crypto. It wasn't crypto. It's because they had 10% of their supply stored in Silicon Valley Bank. And Silicon Valley Bank, because they're a bunch of fucking scammers and everything. Yeah. Just to give you a background on Silicon Valley Bank.
Where they're based?
Silicon Valley, I'm pretty sure.
Where's that, in the States?
Yeah, in the States. Definitely in the States. Maybe I'm a fucking spastic, but Silicon Valley Bank, I presume they're in Silicon Valley. But just to give you a background, Silicon Valley Bank ended up, they've gone under. So 2 weeks before they went under, the CEO, the CFO, all the top staff in their company started selling off shares. On top of that, the staff was paid a big bonus. So they knew it was coming. Again, scammers. They should all be put in jail. Yeah. However, I believe they're all in Biden's pocket. These fuckers ended up donating like $80 million to BLM.
What's that?
The Black Lives Matter movement.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, now come out that, the person in charge of it and everything was corrupt, taking the money, not, yeah, bro, that whole thing, bro.
Fake run?
The whole thing got, perished. So they donated $80 million. Yeah. They were very proud that they put their whole, they had like their whole team and whatever as women. And long story short, go woke, go broke. I'm not even making this up, bro.
It's insane.
I'm not even making this up,
That deep into the financial stuff.
How crazy.
Like hearing that shit is crazy.
And like their risk management manager was a woman, and I forget what it was, go look it up, but she pretty much just hadn't been paying attention, nothing. But the reason that I think, they were the first to go down was because they held 10% of the stable coin. So the Fed, they know these fuckers go down, crypto's in trouble. Yeah. And they announced right off the bat, the Treasury, that they would not be bailing it out, which again was a straight attack on that shit. They were like, no, fuck this shit, you go down. Thank goodness Circle, who is the issuer of that stable coin, came out on that Monday and said, we will 100% back all deposits, even if it's with corporate funds. So they were like, don't worry, it's safe, whatever, this and that. Since then, I have moved out my money from USDC because it's lost my trust. It's just like that was a very scary weekend. And I
remember I got to the gym and you're standing there on your phone and shit. I was like, bro, you could.
No, I was in a flat panic.
And even like you told me, like this can affect all of us, just not the crypto shit. Because if the banks go down and all this stuff, obviously, all of us get affected. But do you think this has had a big impact on like the crypto pumps and shit recently? Like,
yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, like I said before, crypto has still got a lot of room to grow. There's still a lot of issues. It's still very early. People don't realize that. There's still a lot of scammers in the space, which I found out today actually fucking hate me because I say it how it is, and I'm too much of a fucking straight arrow motherfucker.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, that's a good thing being hated for, though.
It's a good thing to be hated for,
it's
bro.
It's worse being hated for being a piece of shit and scamming people than being hated for actually being real with people.
Yeah, because I'm one of the people at the top that I can't keep my mouth closed, bro.
Yeah.
And we got some very big stuff coming up in the pod later that I'm going to open my mouth about as well. Forster's chuckling. He knows what's coming, so definitely stick around. But, so like I said, there's still a lot of room. There's still a lot of scams and a lot of shit that we got to clear out with crypto. But the reason that Bitcoin was founded was for this exact type of problem. Once there's all those Bitcoin out there that have been mined, you cannot create more. You cannot print more.
When do you think all the Bitcoin is going to be out there?
We have a halving coming up probably within the next couple of years. But within the next couple of years, all the Bitcoin will be out there. So once all the Bitcoin have been mined, you can't print more Bitcoin out of thin air.
Yeah.
Because all the transactions are validated by a blockchain and you can see where they're all on shit. They can't be human error. So it eliminates inflation. It eliminates human error. Which again is the reason why the banks are collapsing and shit right now. And because of that, Bitcoin has been ripping. It's back at 28K. And, what happens next, I'm not really sure because we're at heavy resistance. But it'll be interesting to find out. This pod will probably be out after. So
in a week?
yeah, so let's see, fellas. We're either going to be up big or we're going to be down big. But, it's been pumping during times like these because this is the exact reason it was created. And a lot of people, when I posted it on TikTok, the banks are falling this and that. They're like, oh, you fucking idiot. There's only one bank. Since then.
Wait, who said that?
All, the TikTok, the keyboard warriors, bro. The 13-year-olds in their mom's house fucking getting the bus to school. But since Silicon Valley Bank went under, there was another one. I forget the name. And then there's Credit Suisse, which has, so let me explain this to you, bro. Credit Suisse supposedly has $3 trillion worth of assets, right? Mm-hmm. $3 trillion worth of assets should therefore be worth $3 trillion. Do you know how much?
I remember you told me about this.
As of right now, again, info might be different when the pod's out. There are bids for buying it, acquiring it.
For like 100 million, right?
No, 1 billion, 1.5
Oh,
billion,
okay.
around there.
We just like have no, not even have. Wait, how much did you say? 30
3
billion?
trillion.
3 trillion? Bro, that's okay.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah, it tells me a lot.
There's a big fucking problem. They have a lot of debt. They fucked up along the way. And since then, today, the Deutsche Bank, the German bank, is now tweaking.
Oh my god.
So this is an exact thing of what happened in 2008, right? Called the domino effect. Started off with Lehman Brothers and shit, and boom, boom, boom. Because if you think that there's only one bank that is doing shit that they shouldn't be, finding their way through the loopholes, this and that, you tweaking. They're all doing it. So I think that we are ahead for some very, very interesting times, and I'm more interested to see how crypto plays out, because this is...
I mean, it can go either way, right? Like, it'll either go, like, very, very
You have
good.
You have one fucker that's pretty smart. He's shouting for 1 million Bitcoin by summer. This is very bad. If this happens, it means that we will have an apocalypse.
What do you mean? Like, one Bitcoin worth 1 million?
He thinks. He's the dude that called COVID. He knew COVID was coming and he said
way.
it. But so he's not been saying this. His name's Banji or something like that on Twitter.
Okay.
But the problem with that, if that happens, it means that we are going to have like an apocalypse, because that means that hyperinflation is through the roof. Won't have access to basic necessities. Motherfuckers will be killing each other in the streets.
Yeah.
And it won't really be worth 1 million. It'll be worth more like 10K, because the dollar will be useless.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I'm very excited. Not excited, kind of shitting myself. You know when you're nervously excited?
Yeah.
It's one of those,
I mean,
I don't know whether to shit myself
this
or...
is the reason I've been staying away from, like, I'm also like always obviously like reading about all this shit. I'm hearing stuff from you, but like it's some scary stuff, man.
But you have
And,
your
like,
money in the bank.
I have some money in the bank. I do. I certainly do.
That-
I feel like an NPC when I'm sitting here.
Go try and withdraw it all. see how many loopholes you have to jump through. See how many things you have to do just to get access to your money that you put there, which is absolutely... everyone's, again, it's talking about freedom this, freedom that. How about freedom of your own fucking money that controls everything? At the end of the day, people can say money doesn't buy happiness. Money buys freedom. If you have the freedom to do anything, you will most likely be happy. Obviously, there's circumstances outside of that can, affect that. But the fact, I mean, you just got to wrap your head around the fact that you've gone and put your money. It's ironic to me that banks were invented for the reason of being a safe place to store your money. And now they're going to fuck you. Now they're going to fuck you, bro. And they're just going to cheese. And guess how many people are going to go to jail for it? None. 2008?
It's all
one.
within the fucking matrix, right?
One fucker went to jail, bro. They took one scapegoat. All of those fuckers from Wall Street, everything, got off in their private jet, fucked off to the Hamptons, and they came back and started another firm when it was settled.
That's crazy.
It's a fucking scam, bro.
Yeah.
And so now you have the U.S. government, bro. They are really cracking down on this shit. And to be honest, they don't know what the fuck to do. They are more confused than a homeless man on house arrest. I said that in my tweet, bro. 1 minute, they're banning this, they're banning that. The next minute, they're trying to propose a bill to Congress saying that Bitcoin mining can help the environment, save energy, this and that. They don't know what the fuck to do. I do think in the near future, and the UAE was actually like the first to do it, or one of the, not the first. Don't quote me on this because I don't know. But they've just approved their first CDC, their central decentralized stablecoin.
I've noticed living here for 3 years now, UAE is very for crypto.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know why. I don't know if they just like...
I'll tell you why. They like money.
Yeah. They like money. They like money coming into the country. And they know people are going to bring money here if, they allow it,
And so the thing is...
But I remember you told me about the coin and stuff, and it's pretty sick.
The thing is, the reason the U.S. hates crypto so much is because of, the Federal Reserve, and the dollar controls everything.
Yeah.
So crypto takes over, they fucked.
Yeah, for sure.
But, now you have, again, today I seen Janet Yellen, that fucking saggy puss-hanging motherfucker. She's high up in Congress, whatever, the Treasury. One of the big positions, she's just held like an emergency meeting between high-end positions up in the financial sector, not open to the public, they are shitting themselves. So when this pod comes out, there might be, shit might have already gone down. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be very interesting. And where crypto plays a role in that, again, this is why I was really born. So it's going to be interesting. But banks are starting to tumble one by one.
I know.
And
do you think, I was going to ask you, do you think because recently Russia announced that they were going to stop trading with the dollar and start trading with the Chinese yuan? Do you think that has to do anything with all of this shit? Or
I think that there's already been a power shift. I think it's already been in the motions.
Yeah.
And so big news was that Russia is no longer trading against the dollar in South America, Africa, nothing. They're going to start using the Chinese yen. Russia and China are pro crypto in terms of they've already started doing crypto shit, and so this is where I think the US is really fucking themselves. They shooting themselves in the foot by trying to shut crypto down instead of moving forward with it, and China and Russia are not doing that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, even in my comments and stuff, they're like, oh bro, US is powerhouse, blah blah blah. You don't want Russia and China on the same come together.
No. But that's exactly what they've been doing, right?
That's exactly what they've been doing. And so now I was trying to find a way to word this, right? But you have Russia, who was actually using the dollar, right?
Yeah.
Not, scamming with it and shit like the banks. You have Russia, who was actually using the dollar, who said, fuck you, take your dollars back, we're not touching them anymore. And you have the Federal Reserve printing more and more dollars to bail out banks that have fucking pissed it away. Let that settle in for a little bit.
Yeah, no, that was so good.
So it's, again, I've said it as well on Twitter, we are the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
This is, the first time a lot of this shit is happening all at once. And we knew during COVID, when they turned on the money printers, that it was going to end badly. But they continue to kick the can down and down and down the road. Eventually, that can's got...
I was going to ask you, was it only the US that kicked on the money printers that much?
Yes, that's the Fed.
Because I remember seeing on the news and shit that people were getting paid, like this was before I actually got deep and shit, but people were going to start getting paid just a fucking salary out of nowhere for staying at home.
Yeah.
And being in Europe and shit, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I want to get paid too, We're just still chilling at home. We don't get paid anything. And people couldn't work. People couldn't do anything.
I don't think people understand, too, how bad that was for the U.S. population, for their ambition and their drive as well. Because now for years they got comfortable sitting at home, getting paid a minimum. And when it was time to go back to work, get back on the grind, people were like, no, fuck this shit, I don't want to do that. And so, up until I left, I don't know if it's changed now. They seem to be saying that jobs are increasing, unemployment's at its lowest, this and that. I don't know, because I was there firsthand and I saw every second store with hiring now, hiring now, hiring now. People would rather just body that very minimal money that they're getting paid and just sit at home.
Yeah.
So I don't think people realize how bad that was for the morale as a whole for the country. And the Fed, like I say, they just continue to kick this can down the road. Eventually, when that can stops, it's going to get uglier and uglier. It's the same with anything, bro. You bottle up your emotions, you have anger inside, and you continue to build on that anger, just not say anything, not let it out.
Pop at one
when
point.
You do let it out, it's going to be fucking ugly.
Yeah.
It's that same thing.
Do you think this is going to affect the whole world, bad?
Absolutely. Like I was saying, Germany already.
Yeah.
How Germany's going.
I'm kind of scared of being here because basically the dirham, the United Arab dirham, we have here the currency is they how do you say the word? They pin that to the dollar.
It's pegged.
It's pegged. It's pegged to the dollar.
Backed by the dollar.
Exactly. So being here with money in the UAE, bro, do you think the UAE will keep being pegged to the dollar?
Again, this is
that's a deep question.
This is all very hypothetical because, again, the dollar would have to crash, and that's, we got bigger problems because the world still runs on the dollar.
Yeah.
So, again, this is the first time we're seeing this shit. We are the guinea pigs. So we're kind of just going to have to wait it out and see. But I do think that the Fed, they're not underestimating, but what they're letting out, they just had their meeting that I watched 2 days ago on Wednesday. They're pretty much like, listen, we're only going to bump the inflation 25 points, whatever, this and that, or the interest rates. It's all good. Jobs are still rising. Like, this is a new thing that's happened with the banks. We're going to have to evaluate. I think they are shitting themselves.
Yeah.
I think they are shitting bricks.
This is a lot of fucked up stuff, man.
Yeah, like who was it? Warren Buffett and a couple of the other big boys went and met with Congress. The Europeans, who was it? Switzerland, working on weekends and shit, trying to work this out. Like, that doesn't happen. The reason it's happening is because shit is going south, my bro.
Yeah.
So, I can't say I'm surprised. This happened in 2008. It happened in the Great Depression. And as long as traditional finance is a thing and you have these couple big dogs at the top that are just doing as they please, it'll continue to happen. And
sure.
Just moving on a little bit from that, you had, I don't know if you saw, bro, but Trump was talking about how he's going to get arrested.
I did not see that. 'Cause, bro, honestly, I never watched the news, really.
Me either. I'm just on Twitter now full time again, so I see it all. But
you have a lot of shit on Twitter. But no, I haven't seen that. And when you told me that, I thought it was about him not paying tax, whatever, because all that bullshit happened like a few years ago. But no, explain, because I don't know what's going on.
Don't quote me on it, but I think I saw it where it was because, I don't know if you remember when the people like stormed the Capitol and shit. I think they're trying to say that was his fault. That he like insinuated it and he got them going, whatever. But regardless of that, he tweeted out that, I will be arrested, whatever, this and that. We'll have to see what's happened.
That's crazy,
it's supposed to be
man.
like now, so we'll have to see what happens by the time this pod's out. But I just thought it was comedy, bro, because what's her name? Nancy Pelosi. She
No idea.
She tweeted out she's a piece of shit politician that is corrupt as they come. And, she tweeted out, she was like, Donald Trump, this and that. Him saying that he's going to jail is very irresponsible. Again, firing up the Republicans. But she also then said in that tweet, but this is a reminder that no one is above the law, even the ex-president of the United States. However, she continues, year in, year out, her and her husband continue to outperform the S&P 500 by a landslide. The S&P 500 is the top 500 stocks.
Yeah, I know.
And she smokes them. So how's a politician trading better than a professional trader/investor?
That's crazy.
Corruption.
Yeah,
insider
100%.
Insider trading.
That's the reason. That's the reason I don't read the news.
So I just look at this stuff now and I'm like, I've said it a million times.
Yeah.
I used to think I left Africa because of corruption and I went to the U.S. I've learned the U.S.
The U.S. is the worst.
The West as a whole. Everywhere, all these top dogs in Europe, everything, the most corrupt people on the planet, they're just educated, so they know how to hide it. But now, with social media and everything, they can't hide it so much.
No, because shit get leaked and people talk and people come up with conspiracies and shit, so...
Not even conspiracies anymore.
No, but like,
the proof
facts
is in
now.
the pudding. There's straight returns of how she continues to outperform this and that. So, to me, it's just absolute jokes, and... I think we're going to have to see what happens in the near future, but very exciting, very dodgy times, bro.
No, that's very crazy. Like I said, I'm not that deep into that stuff, but like now, like spending time with you and shit, I definitely want to get more, because it'll affect all of us. Everyone watching right now will be affected if something big happens. So
absolutely,
it's definitely some scary shit for sure.
Speaking of scary shit, the World Athletics has banned.
Oh, yeah, you showed me that.
Speaking of scary shit, the World Athletics has banned transgender women from female events. I just had to chuck that transition in there, bro.
That's crazy.
So we were talking about it a little bit before the pod, but I feel like the world's coming like a full 360 now.
For sure. And I've noticed that as well. Like, when you said it, I was like, bro, it actually has. Like,
during COVID and everything, if you were to say anything against transgender, this, that, if you weren't super sucking them, cancel culture was down your
Not
throat.
even during COVID, even before COVID.
Yeah, and it was just building up. And
Yeah.
now I feel like we're doing a full 360, especially, and love or hate Andrew Tate, but he definitely was a big part of that movement.
Do you think he's the one who popped the bottle? No, not the bottle, the bubble.
Yes, I think that he was the top. I think he made people realize, like, yo, it's okay to be a man and do manly things. It's what we are, whether we like it or not. It's how our literal biology is. And so I feel like we're doing a full 360 now, because that shit, bro, to be honest, I can't believe that that's even a headline. I can't believe that's a thing. You as a male should not be. Have you seen the videos of?
I know, it's
of,
ridiculous.
Like transgender women that go in like MMA matches, and
they're men. They're straight up men.
Men fighting
A woman.
A woman. It's straight up insane. So
Dude, I'm surprised that haven't been like bigger than, like, obviously it was a big thing, right? Like people were talking about it a lot and stuff. But if you think about it, it's basically a guy hitting a girl.
Yes.
And that's totally fine when it's in a ring. And the person is identifying as transgender. Then it's totally fine. Do you think it would be fine, like, if people asked around and there was a transgender hitting a girl on the street, basically a man, do you think people would be fine with that or no? Because I kind of feel like back like 2 years now, I feel like people would be kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
Because the person, he, whatever, I don't even know anymore, identifies as a woman.
Bro, it's just like, it's so wild to me that we even have to have this conversation.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And, I mean, that's why, like I say, that news coming out now, they've banned transgender women from competing with women. They're not banning women that have become males competing with males, because they don't do that, because they get fucked up.
Yeah.
In any, whether it's fucking running, boxing, any form of athleticism thing, whatever it might be. So for me, it's just crazy. But I wanted to bring that up because I literally feel like we're now doing a full 360.
Even, bro, when you mentioned that, I was thinking about it as well, like with the whole 360 thing. If you look at the fitness industry, totally flipped over. It's super, super normal to be fully transparent now with your gear use and all that shit, right? 3 years ago, no one, not a single person mentioned it. You had a few. You had, like, obviously, like Rich Piana and the big boys, who were obviously on gear, right? But then you had all these guys who were hiding it. I've always been very transparent. You have as well. Like, as soon as I started taking shit, I was open about it. But before that, like, dude, there was no one being
world is changing,
coming out, being fully transparent.
Yeah.
And now it's normalized to be on gear. Like,
you know what? I feel like it's because there's just more important shit happening in the world than lying about whether you're on test or not.
Yeah. And I think people have come to a realization that shit like that doesn't matter anymore.
Bro, and
because the world is so fucked up.
I don't know how I look around now with the lighting and a pump and shit, but I still, even now, like, I'm 90 kilos with a set of abs, not fucking sitting down, but I still have dudes in my comments like, oh, this is what it looks like to take gear. You motherfuckers don't realize that every third person in your gym is on gear, and they barely look like they work out.
I know. I hate getting comments like that. I have guys coming up to me that look, oh my God, I need to tell you this. I was at the Arnold Classic, UK, right? And I have this 17-year-old guy coming up to me, and he was asking me like in a sneaky way. He was like, "What's your cycle?" kind of, And I'm not open about that, like my exact cycles, what I'm running, whatever. I'm just open, like, listen, I'm taking gear and shit, but I'm not gonna tell you what I'm taking and stuff, because then I'll have these 70-year-olds copy me. And then I told him that, and he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he goes, "Because I've been running a gram of tren for like 14 weeks now, and I don't see the same results as you have." And I was like, bro, do you realize how much shit that is? Do you realize? Like, it's so bad. And I looked him in the eyes and I said, "Listen, bro, you gotta straight up stop that shit right now, because that's not, first of all, nowhere close to what I'm doing. Second of all, you're 17. No, that should be the first of all. You're fucking 17. But that's nowhere close to what I'm doing. And third of all, you're gonna fucking die if you keep going." Because, like, I don't want to lead by that kind of example to just like blast gear when you're young and shit. I'm just like honest, and that's the reason as well. I'm not telling people what I'm taking and stuff, but like, please, like, to everyone listening and shit, because we can't stop them. Like people are gonna take care of us because of us.
Yeah.
And that's gonna happen. But that's because we're honest, right?
I blew up from taking Psalms. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you should take some.
No, but just fucking do your research and like make sure you want to risk your life for it, because like that
With
shit
every
can be
high comes a
harming.
low. I don't think people realize that.
Yeah, and yeah, that's a fact. But like when I have this 70-year-old kid standing in front of me running a gram of trying a week because he trying to like, bro, that shit got me black. Like I didn't know what to say.
But he doesn't even look remotely like
No,
he is.
he was a normal fucking 70-year-old kid.
That's what people don't realize. If you are 22 weighing 90 kilos with abs, you are not. That's not normal for a natural person.
No, and I always have dudes that are like, bro. I remember at my old gym back in Sweden, I had all these guys like blasting gear when I was like 16, 17, natty, right? But they were blasting. I was natty. But I started getting like acne on my chest and shit, and started calling me out in the gym for it. They're like, "Oh, you're blasting, whatever," fucking making jokes and shit. And I'm thinking in my head, I was like, "Bro, you're the one who's blasting. You don't even look half as good as me. You're just a fucking retard who doesn't know how to take gear and doesn't know how to train." So main thing is like, first of all, get your fucking diet going. Know how to diet. Know how to train properly. Do it for 5, 6, 7, 10 years naturally, and then I mean, you're an excuse, right? But like,
And then it worked
then
out.
like eventually, then yeah, you might consider something. Or if you're born with low testosterone, when you get to your 20s, whatever, you might want to look into TRT and shit. But like, just because you see us go out there and just look ripped all the time, whatever, don't just go and put a fucking needle in your ass, because it's not gonna make a change overnight, and it's a life decision you take.
My point is as well, though, is just like people have no idea what they're talking about. Like when they think, oh, you take gear, you're supposed to look like Nick Walker.
Yeah.
And that's just not the case. And it's
No.
also, bro, this is one thing I firmly stand by. Bodybuilding is like the one thing on this planet that you can be the hardest working motherfucker in every single gym you step in. You can be the hardest dieter, everything. If you don't have the genetics, you are fucked.
Yeah.
I don't really know anything else on the planet.
I mean, I guess
You can grind at 24/7
Yeah.
all day, every day, and still not see and still not be great. And almost everything else on the planet, you can outwork everyone, and you will be the best. Bodybuilding, gym, you can outwork everyone and still not be the best because of the way that we are born and the genetics that we are gifted.
Yeah. So definitely, like, I mean, it depends also, like, with all that shit, how serious you want to take bodybuilding. Because personally, like, the reason I obviously, like, did what I did with blasting and shit is because I wanted to compete, right? I've been there, I've done that now. I went up to 105 kg shredded to the bone, which is fucking nuts. But I told you this as well. I felt like I was going to die, generally. I was sitting sometimes, and, like, this was probably all in my head, because I always get my blood work and shit. I make sure I'm healthy, and I wasn't gonna die, but I started getting thoughts of like, damn, dude, like I'm fucking dying, and I aged so much, like my face and everything. Like even when I met you, I
Looking like a man child now, bro.
now I look like a cute like fucking 19-year-old, like I used to do. But I went from 19 to 29 in fucking half a year, which like personally, like I'm more of like a casual guy. Like I like bodybuilding. It's a sport I love. That's what I always been love doing. But I'm not ready to fucking age 10 years and die for it.
Yeah.
You know? That's not worth it to me, because I have more shit going on in my life.
And for me, a lot of people will say to me, oh, bro, you're not even a bodybuilder, which, I'm very open about. Like, you don't compete.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing taking gear?
Yeah.
I have another reason for it, bro. I do social media. It is a part of my job.
Yeah.
Are you more likely or inclined to listen to someone who's sitting there morbidly obese, trying to tell you how to make money, how to live a happy life? Or are you more likely to listen to someone that has the lifestyle as well as the fat fuck, but is in incredible shape, looks good? I've got my own reasons, and it works for me, because especially when it comes to crypto, the majority of these dudes are middle-aged men that don't leave the computer, that don't have a diet, that look like shit. They can have all the money that they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They look like shit, and at the end of the day, I don't want to look like that. So for me, I have my own reasons, and beauty sells. It's the same reason.
Oh, 100%.
Same reason that you
100%.
go to like a pool party or something. They'll sit all the good-looking people at the front, at the entrance. When other people come, oh, you know, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So for me, that is, you know, just for those wondering out there, the
But
reason
I wouldn't say, like, personally knowing you, you're not blasting gear just to look good of fucking crypto.
and I don't,
social
bro.
media.
I don't blast gear.
No.
I take
No,
I
you
take
don't.
very
You don't.
healthy amounts.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
You
don't,
for sure do.
I don't take cycles. Like what people take to compete, I'm nowhere
No,
near
no.
that. I don't have any acne. I got the Gano from when I was a kid, bro. That's
Yeah.
you know, motherfuckers will always find something to pick at. The Gano I've had since I was fat.
Yeah.
No matter, even when I lost the weight natty, it's been there. I've had that shit in photos since I was 16. Bro, I don't get acne. I don't get anything because I don't run a lot of gear.
No, yeah. But like, I feel like you just like you actually enjoy it as well, like progressing in the gym and shit, because you've done it for a while too, and you fell in love with it probably as well. Like, just
I eventually did, bro.
Yeah.
I started working out to make money.
yeah.
And
But at this point, like, if you don't go to a gym for 2 weeks, you're gonna freak out. And then adding that little fucking extra salt and spice you do on top, it's not gonna fucking harm you because you do it in healthy, good ways, right? So why not?
How was your mental? Because I wanted to talk a little bit about like mental health and shit too, but like going off the topic of gear and shit, that's like a big thing that people don't realize too. When you be taking lots of gear and shit, not even gear, just dieting and shit, even if you're natural. So now, you know, you obviously dieting, gear, all of that on top. How was your mental?
During prep, it wasn't that bad, to be honest. Cause bro, I'm telling you, I've never experienced anything like it before. Because I had like the craziest tunnel vision I've ever had. Like generally, bro, I didn't give a shit about anything. No materialism, like friends, fucking sadly family. Like obviously, I spoke to my parents and shit, but like I just did not care about anything. Like outside of like
Priority shifted.
yeah. So
Not changed forever, but shifted because you knew the
yeah,
task
no,
and you
I
had to get
did,
it done.
and that's the reason. Like, even like, yeah, I was fucking blasting for my show. I took a good amount of gear because I was like, listen, I always wanted to fucking compete. I picked the best show in Europe, the biggest fucking show, pro show. You have 35-year-olds competed for 15 years going to the same show.
That's why you got smoked?
Eventually, yeah. Because no, but like, and I was like, listen, I'm gonna do this shit fucking properly.
I remember.
I built that tension up for like 5-6 years, right? So when I actually went for it, I was like, listen, I'm not gonna do this shit properly. So mentally, I felt fine because all I did every day was go to the gym, do my social media, met my girlfriend who cooked me food an hour a day. Like, it was fine. However, you know, you do that for 16 weeks, day in, day out, and then you do your show, and then all of a sudden, the whole tunnel, you out from the tunnel, right? And then you're out in the whole world, and there are no goals, there's nothing to, like, you know, no rewards, no nothing. And you're like, fuck, what now, you know? And I didn't want to keep on competing because, long story short, I got like an allergy reaction. I had to run to the fucking hospital and shit. Not because of the gear or anything. It was because of, it was like some weird shit. But it wasn't because of the show or the gear or anything. It was just a normal thing. Like, you know, it would have happened to me anyway. But that kept me holding back because my coach wanted me to do another show 2 weeks after. But, you know, because after you show, you kind of blow up and, you know, you get fuller and shit. So I remember just, you know, it went like, I think a month went ahead after my show. And I felt good during that month. I felt fine because, you know, I started to eat again. I got off the diet and shit. But then this thing, very unfortunate thing called PST comes through. You know what a PCT is, right?
Oh, the PCT.
Yeah. My bad, I said PST.
What you're trying to say, PTSD?
No.
What?
The PCT came through. And I was like, okay, let's do this shit. I mean, I went down to TRT and stuff, and I felt fine. But, like, I did my PCT, kind of kept going. But then after I finished that, I was like, do I really want to do this shit again right now? Because there was so much stuff going on. And that's where I got, like, kind of lost mentally and shit. Because, you know, I had no goal. I didn't feel as good. I wasn't as jacked. I was fat. Not fat, but, like, I was bigger.
Fat to you.
Fat to me, yeah.
Fat compared to
which I still am for, you know, after 6 months of dieting on Thai chicken and shit. But no, that's when I got like fucking lost and shit because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had no motivation to do social media because I look back on a picture from 2 months ago, And I was like, bro, fuck, look, like, that was just a 2 month difference. So that really like affected me because I go from all of us like looking like a fucking superhero to looking like a fucking NPC in a month and a half. So I was like, damn, bro.
So it was more like the post shit that
Yeah,
wasn't like
that's where it hits because during the prep and stuff, you're in such a tunnel vision, you don't realize shit. Like you generally don't realize what you do. You don't think about anything. Um, it was good in a way because I didn't spend any money on anything. Like generally, I was just chilling at home, doing my gym shit and stuff. And whenever problems, like I was just dealing with myself. So I wasn't bothered about like any other people's problems and shit, which was like it was good. But with the blasting and stuff, I feel like if I would take the same shit I did during prep, living a normal lifestyle, I'd be a fucking dick. Because I was running a heavy blast and shit because I had to, but like, or not because I had to, because I just wanted to fucking send it. But because I was in such a tunnel vision, I didn't notice like any size or anything really like that mentally. It was more after when I was like open to the free world and I started like listening to people and interact with people and like, see really what I've done and shit.
Yeah. Do you think that Vikal has become like a new goal for you? Like kind of because I mean
Yeah,
you're always
the
on
thing,
calls and shit.
yeah, for sure. Like I mean, I have a fucking tattoo of Michael now because I I want to do that shit.
Yeah.
Me and James started Michael in 2020. It's always been me and James fucking baby, right? Um, from starting the brand or like coming up with the idea to launch was almost 2 years, like a year and no, the first launch was initially like maybe like 8 months, 9 months after. But the actual first big launch of the brand, the first drop we had, which we did crazy numbers on, was a year and like 10 months after. So it was a very long time. And then we did another drop about 9 months after that drop. So we only had like 2 drops we had a few restocks and shit, but it's just like it takes so much time because we want to just like make sure it's all good and shit, and we just don't want to slap a logo on a T-shirt. If we wanted to, we can do 2 drops a month right now at this point, but it'll be shit quality, shit design, shit ideas. And we just want to like that's the thing like a lot of these brands they come up, they do some cool idea whatever, but then it's very quick, right? It takes you just print the logo on a T-shirt whatever, and then it goes off, but then that's all they have really to the brand, and they can't keep doing it over and over again because
Eventually they fade.
yeah. So we just want to make sure we build it up good, and we just want to have a good foundation of like good items, good drops, and like good. We just want to get a good team on board as well because now we have like 4 or 5 people on board, I guess, employees, which is sick, and it's taken us a while to find the right people because we ran that shit on our own for like 2 years, I guess. Which is also crazy because nowadays you also see a lot of people, big influencers, whatever, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing with their company. They start a company with another company that owns 50, 60, 70% of their company, right? And they go to them and tell them, listen, I just want to do some clothing, whatever. And then they're like, okay, fine. And then the actual influencer doesn't have any idea what the fuck they're actually doing because they have another company behind it. And then at the end of the day, I don't feel like you get the same satisfaction of doing something. It's different when you like draw it. Bro, I've literally been drawing up designs on an actual pencil, like with a pencil and paper. Yeah. And that's different. Like seeing that on a T-shirt later is different.
I know that's got to take you some time because you're definitely more autistic than artistic.
Wait, yeah.
Let that one hit. Let that one hit.
Because you're more autistic than artistic for sure.
100%, bro.
So but yeah, we just want to perfect it and shit, which is cool. I mean, I'm a perfectionist. James is a perfectionist. So that's why it's taking us a while. But
yeah, hiring new athletes, bro. I'm a free agent.
You're a free agent, bro.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah. We have a few athletes now, but obviously we want to. Here's the thing, right? We don't want to pull up to an athlete and be like, yo, listen, we give you fucking, I don't care, 50% commission. Obviously, the athlete is going to be like, wow, 50% commission. But then we're going to have a drop a year. So they're only going to get paid for 1 month, right? So we want to get consistent drops, everything up, steady revenue and shit before we start getting athletes. But yeah, free agent. Tell us about it, bro.
Free agent, bro. So, I mean, if you fuckers, you probably already know because you come and watching this pod from other socials. But I was with YoungLA for maybe maybe like 7 months, maybe 6 months. I don't know.
Really?
I think
I feel like it's
maybe
been
8 months.
longer.
Fuck, I don't know, bro. I've lost track of time. You know, not having a 9 to 5.
I mean, it was summer. It was summer a year ago now, almost. It's almost April, May, June, July.
I don't know.
So
No, like a year, bro. Because I got my first package when I was in Arizona.
Yeah, so
which
let's say
was
a
January,
year.
February, March.
Let's say a year.
Yeah, so about a year. I was with YoungLA for about a year. The reason I originally went with YoungLA was honestly not for the clothes or anything, but just because like they were good dudes behind it, and I'm a firm believer, you know, whether it's a crypto that you invest in, a clothing brand, fitness brand that you decide to back, you need to believe in the people that are behind it, because at the end of the day, no matter how good your product is, whatever it might be, they are the ones who are going to execute on that idea. And I definitely don't want to be working with a scumbag that, you know, hangs around young teens and, you know, like, just, you know, I want to
18 plus.
yeah, you know, 18 plus in this bitch. And, you know, I want to be behind someone good. So I originally went with them for that. They had consistent drops and stuff.
Yeah.
But over time, so like there were a couple reasons that I left YoungLA. I'll get into them right now. Reason number one was they have a lot of athletes. So like in the athlete, in the athlete group chat, there's like over 200 people. A couple, of course, are employees and stuff. But
bro, you gotta pause though, because that's fair enough to the owners. You're doing the fucking right thing. Congrats, you're doing a great fucking job.
And that's exactly what I said. You know, from a business standpoint, I don't disagree at all.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I love them.
Yeah.
No bad blood, no nothing.
But for you, it's...
But for me as an athlete, not great, because now you are competing with 200 people that all post fitness content, right? So majority live in America. Majority of kids that are into fitness that follow all these influencers, you know, they follow the same people. So the audience overlaps. So the more and more people that you bring in on more competition with the same number of consumers.
Yeah.
So it becomes harder and harder to sell. And again, good on YoungLA. Every single time someone pops in the industry, they snag him. So like Train Twins are popping right now. Boom. YoungLA. So for me, it just became, you know, pretty hard to sell.
Yeah.
Number two was I've got my clothing brand Heinous, which is not fitness or anything. It's more streetwear, but I haven't really drilled that hard, and kind of similar to Vicar, like we've only had 2 drops. I really want to start focusing on that, you know, getting some more drops out there, putting some more time and effort into that. Because like you were saying, when it's your own brand, it feels that much better, you know, like, and I think long-term goals, you know, everyone should focus on building their own brand, because that's what's really going to take you to the next level, is not working for someone else, but working for yourself and doing your own thing. Number three, and bro, I debated talking about this shit for a long time. I dropped it on stream once or twice. But, you know, as I spoke to you, you obviously know. I told you the second this shit went down. My ex-girlfriend, right? And the reason I'm going to talk about this is because, you know, I thought about it, and if the roles were reversed, I'd be in jail or I'd have my career ruined. Yeah. So I was like, you know, fuck this. I'm going to at least just, you know, spit the truth, nothing but the truth. But she's with YoungLA, right? While we were together, I got her to sign. They really wanted her. She signed with them. We broke up, and I do not want to be associated with anything that she's associated with. And it's the first time I'm going to mention this shit, but... And the reason, dude, it's hard, bro. But the reason that I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm okay with dropping this, is because I seen a dude on TikTok. Do you know Professor Pippi or whatever?
Yeah.
He posted a video of this girl that was a gym girl, hella followers, like almost 1 million on TikTok. And she beat the fuck out of her boyfriend, got charged with battery, domestic violence, all that shit. And just going back on like mental health and shit, like as a man, you're supposed to kind of just like silence and like shut up, you know?
Yeah.
You're a man. You say anything, you're a pussy.
No, you can't say anything because then people look
No,
weird
and
at you,
I'd
right?
like to get it off my chest, you know. So we ended up breaking up for a couple reasons. We're not even gonna get into the cheating, bro. We're not. We don't even need to get into that.
No.
And who it was with, because as you know, that is the most out of pocket part about it. But I also got I got rocked, bro. I got my lip.
Slam, bro.
I got absolutely. I got schmacked, bro, and I've never been in a toxic relationship before, ever. So things were not great before that. But I'm a nice dude, bro. You know, I want to help.
No, you're chill as fuck.
I like, you know, like I see some shit, and at the end of the day, bro, I've never really let myself fall in love. And this was the first girl that I let myself fall in love with. And so I was just blinded by the lights, right? But the second that I got my ass beat and I got a couple fucking right hooks thrown at me and a busted lip and a kicked down door that next day, essentially broke into my house, busted down that door, so I had to get the door replaced. But the second that that happened, I was like, this is no good.
Khalas.
Yeah, so long story short, fellas, if your girl is cracking you, don't put up with that shit. I mean, the second that happened, I was out.
Yeah, no.
I was like, there's no good. And bro, the reason I'm even saying it, bro, I can take a beating. All right, I've been cracked before.
Of course.
I've got a fake front tooth. It's not that. It's the mental. It's the mental aspect of someone that you love doing that shit to you.
A lot of people are struggling from this shit, you know?
That's why.
But here's the thing. In your case, it's different because so you can't really open up and say anything about it.
Yeah.
But it's especially like girls, you know?
Yeah.
Girls struggle a lot from this shit. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whether it's fucking boy or girl that's listening to this shit.
but it's different in your case because you can't really do anything about it, right?
No, bro. So, you know, if the roles were reversed, I think my career would have been ruined. And that's not my goal with this at all. You know, I'm not trying to ruin her shit because I know people are going to give her a shit after this. And again, you know, I'm a firm believer in karma. That's why I'm not a piece of shit because, I call out people that deserve to get called out, you know. Yeah. I'm here and I chat my shit every now and then, but not against people that don't deserve it. But the whole purpose in this, me chatting it, is purely because if you are in a situation that you don't know how to get out of, you know, you love them, whatever, because that's where I was, don't do it. I mean, for me,
it's definitely easier said than done, though.
Yes,
sure.
Bro. Yes. There was one other instance, bro, I didn't even tell you this, where it happened. But it wasn't as bad as this time.
Okay.
And, you know, there was a lot of drinks and shit, so I was like, you know, fuck it, I'll forgive it, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because again, I can take the physical. wasn't that bad, bro. You know, just wee. But, you know, when it happened again, I was like, that's crazy. And like I say, bro, don't even need to go into the cheating shit that happened because I'm not out here trying to play victim. I'm here trying to tell people that there's absolutely no reason, especially me, without sounding like a dickhead. I'm a high-valued individual, bro. I have a lot of motivation. I work hard.
Yeah.
I look good. I'm honest, loyal, all that shit. So why on earth would I settle for less? You know, there's no reason to settle for that shit.
No. No, that's crazy, though, man. It really is.
That's absolutely nuts. I mean, bro.
Big ups for you, like to you for like seeing that, though.
Yeah, because, dude, to be honest, bro, like, it's up until, like, dude, even the first month, like, 2 months I was here, again, it's the mental, bro. That shit haunted me, bro. Before I go to sleep, that's the shit that be weighing on my mind, bro. That's the shit that weighs on my mind the second I wake up. Like, it fucks with your head mentally.
I know.
And, you know, my content and shit, again, it dipped the second, you know, when we were together and stuff.
Then we escaped to Bangla Road.
yeah, bro, you know. Then we got the Bangla Road and recovery was all good, bro. But, you know, like, that shit really weighed on my mental, bro. And it almost, you know, thank God I'm a goddamn unit because it almost fucked me up. And to be honest, like, in my opinion, there's no excuse for that shit. You know, pasts, whatever, this and that. There's no excuse for you to, like, do that to another human.
No.
Like, type shit. No matter what you've been through, whatever, you know, you got to be held accountable at some point. If you can't be in a relationship and not do that, then you can't be in a relationship. You don't get that, you know, you don't get the fucking turn into Mike Tyson and slaughter your significant other, bro. It's not chill. So that was honestly the main reason. I mean, yeah, probably the main reason that I left YoungLA, because I wanted to just completely distance myself from that, and I want that to be in my past. And it's not all bad, because there was a lot of lessons that I learned, and it happened to me at 22, you know, not when I was 30, and we had got engaged, and this and that. A lot of learning lessons came out of that, and I do feel 10 years wiser. And at the time, absolutely shit. But bro, I didn't even tell my homies and shit this, but it took me. There were points, bro, where I'd look in the mirror and I didn't even recognize myself. I was like, what? This was before the beating, and I was like, dude, who are you? I was like, what are you putting up with right now? Like, just the constant, because I was constantly, bro, getting shat on for looking at other women, this and that, which just wasn't the case, because I've only had 2 girlfriends. I will never, ever, like, I'm not going to be in a relationship if I'm going to do that other shit. That's just my opinion. Like, I'm just so, when I'm in a relationship, I'm constantly getting drilled. Bro, that manipulation is unreal. The shit, how that fucks with your mental. So again, it got to the point, bro, where I was like, no, fuck this shit, bro. Like, I can't even look in the mirror anymore, bro. What are you putting up with? Yeah. But again, first girl that I'd really fallen for, and it was just no good, bro. And now that I'm out of that shit, I'm definitely in a better space. I'm doing good, and I finally feel like myself again, bro. It took some months. Bro. Yeah. Only like this last month has it been feeling good again. I'd say Thailand, bro. Not because of Bangla Road, bro, or any of that shit over there.
It was just like 3 weeks of fucking.
But once that like trip had started, that was like the first time that I'd felt good, like, in a long time. Yeah. And it's been good since.
That was a good trip, though, man.
That was good. That was good fun. Got my mind off of it and shit, but...
Learning Israeli and shit.
Bro. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Yeah, you know, if you find yourself in a relationship like that, it's also for me, too, you know, what I reminded myself, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Yeah. If you really think that that's the one and the one's going to do that to you, it's just not happening. No. And for the record, too, if motherfucker tries to rebuttal any of this, I got all the receipts, bro. I can show you the receipts. I got all the receipts, bro. Everything. And there was actually, bro, that night, the worst part about that night when I got cracked, bro, was at like a little function at their crib. Hella witnesses. So hella witnesses saw that shit happen. And
that's crazy.
Like, I was like, fuck, bro, you know. And other reason I wasn't going to say any of this shit is because I was just like, you know, fuck it, whatever. But motherfucker kept playing the victim, bro. Oh, you know, keep our business between us. This is our business and the police's business, bro. What you gone and done is a criminal offense. Lucky I didn't walk to fucking HPD, bro, and put your ass in the chains, bro, you know? So, like, that, just, like, the audacity, you know? That shit drove me nuts. And the other thing that drives me nuts is, and it's the same reason with our other friend that I love that I'm always talking shit about, is when you act like 2 different people. Don't come online and be, you know, I'm the single mom, this and that. I'm blah, 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 blah. And behind doors, you Mike Tyson. You know?
Yeah, no, I feel it.
Like, that's foul. So it's like, even when it first happened, bro, I took a lot of flack because I posted that picture with Ali. And people were like, damn, this fucking dickhead. Like,
I remember,
what
bro,
do you
got
do?
hella hate.
This and that. And no, that's not the case at all. You know? That's not what happened at all. And I didn't like that, bro, but I had to bite my tongue. I was just like, damn, you motherfuckers think this is a saint, bro, but it's a saint with hands. And hands that are fucking fully cocked back at all times, bro.
So, that's crazy.
Yeah, I had to get that shit off my chest, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But that was the main reason that I got out of there. So you find yourself,
YoungLA?
Huh?
Is that the main reason for YoungLA?
Yeah. I just didn't want to be attached to any of that shit. Didn't want to have to see it. Didn't want to be a part of it. You know, just completely, fully move on, put that shit in the past. And unless there's a rebuttal, I'll never really speak about this shit again. No. To you know, just got to get it off the chest. Just let motherfuckers know that there's a bright side. And if your missus or your man's is smacking you or doing anything, to be honest, wrong, you know, if you're a person of high value, and you should be, because, you know, you've made that happen. I'm a firm believer in, you know, don't chase, build a lifestyle that attracts.
Exactly.
If you do that, if you've gone and you've put in all the hard work to build a lifestyle that attracts, don't settle. Don't ever fucking settle. It's just not worth it.
No.
Not
I
worth
agree with you. 100%. No, that's crazy. And like, props to you though for seeing that shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't see it like from an outside perspective, you know?
Yeah.
Which is where the struggle begins, because then you get trapped in this fucking circle where you just...
Bro, I mean, the main reason I got trapped is because I'd never been in a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Never. And going forward, I will definitely, you know, like, I want a girl that comes from, like, a good family, never had any trauma, none of that shit. Because otherwise you end up being the punching bag. You be the one that ends up taking all the flack and the heat and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I need someone that's just like, all flowers and daisies and shit and needs protecting, and I'll do that for you. I'll provide, I'll protect, You fucking just stay home. You have the little utes, and we chill, bro. And it's happy days, bro.
That's good though, man. But yeah, you got anything more you want to cover?
Bro, we got a couple more topics here, but I feel like we could save them.
Let's save them for the next one.
I feel like that was a pretty good pod. Our plan is, we were just talking before this. Let us know in the comments. We were thinking about ripping like a pod once a week. Originally, it was once every 2 weeks. And you have a guest and shit. But between having, we constantly going to have guests and shit coming, I think that we could easily drop a pod once a week.
Easy.
We have enough shit to chat about. We have
especially
a lot of
like now with, this whole world being fucking corrupt and shit. And we live here. We have fucking shit happening.
Something new,
7 days a week.
Crazy shit happening once a week. So
easy, yeah. So we're thinking just doing more consistent pods and more, deep topics about certain shit, and then obviously bring out the guests and stuff too, which we got pending very shortly. But yeah, man, that was a good one. Very good potty.
Fuck, bro. Clip that shit and reminded me you said that.
Let's keep drinking and have a good fucking Friday, man.
Yes, fellas, we're gonna get rinsed tonight. I've been so well behaved, bro. So well behaved in this bitch, bro. We're gonna get out of pocket tonight, bro. We're gonna go and have some fun, dude. Oh, real quick before we leave, bro.
Your Discord?
Oh yeah. Fuck. Go join. Go join my Discord.
Pumps, right?
Heinous Pumps. We'll go put the link in the bio. It's free. I just post stuff that I've learned. I'm in the position where I am today because of the way that I've invested with crypto and shit.
Yeah, I lost $4,000 this week.
Yes. Plus, we have a new sponsorship that I'll talk about in a second. But I've made I am where I am because of crypto and the decisions I've made with crypto. So I do have a free Discord. It's completely free. There is no paid group through it, anything like that. If you'd like to join and tap in, see what we're about, you're more than welcome to. And on top of that, I did go and sign with one of the biggest exchanges in terms of crypto on the planet. It is called Bybit. And if you sign up with my link, you will save money on fees. I will earn that money, just keeping it real. But once a month, we will be giving away $50,000. And all you got to do, sign up, use that link, and you enter in the giveaway. iPads, Rolexes, all that shit.
Yeah.
Code Cousin on Rise subs as always.
The chances of a guy named Oliver Forskin winning is very high, so...
Forskin's a dog in the fucking trading world, bro. What else? You got your codes and shit, yes?
Yeah, shout out to Naka Power, code Oliver. Huge supplements, code Oliver. But yeah, I got my own line coming soon with Naka too, so stay tuned for that.
You're gonna have to talk about that.
I got my own pre-workout coming in about a month too.
There better be enough beta-alanine to make me homesick, bro. Need to feel those aids.
Yeah, your balls are gonna be tingling.
Love to hear
all night, bro.
Love to hear it, bro.
So no, IP, huge shout out, code Oliver. That's about it, man.
Yes, thank you for listening, motherfuckers.
Subscribe, like the video, comment your thoughts down below.
Bless to that sub button, motherfuckers. Drop a comment, drop a like for the Olga. If you guys like the pod, let's get it out there. Let's push it out. It's new and all that good shit. And if you do that in return, we'll crank out as much content as you like. So thank you for listening, and catch you motherfuckers next week.